All right, that was Blackstreet, Don't Leave. Of course, we were off last week, the 4th of July weekend, which was really weird to be celebrating what is called the nation's Independence Day, when independence is precisely what is at stake. But I digress. So, of course, the BET awards had happened during the week, and Stephen A. Smith, as he's wont to do, I think Stephen's a bright guy. He's always opining about things. But he took some time to talk about how the fact that BET honoring O.J. Simpson was a bad look. Now, we can say what we'd like to say. O.J. Simpson was a polarizing figure. As a matter of fact, when O.J. passed, I remember Caitlyn Jenner said, good riddance, and that was weird because Caitlyn killed somebody too. I mean, maybe she didn't, but Bruce damn sure did. And Caitlyn got a lot of balls talking like that. The thing that flummoxes me, so no one can say, and everybody got on and they were saying, well, he was acquitted or all these other things. There is no doubt that O.J. Simpson was a polarizing, controversial figure, depending on what side of the aisle you fall down on. But he was acquitted by a court of law, and so anybody honoring him would have maybe taken that vantage point. But is it ironic that the same man who, after Stephen A. Smith, after Dana White, the president of the UFC, slapped his wife openly, Stephen A. Smith treated Dana Smith, like talking about how, with the most effusive kid glove interview and conversation. It was so bad, everybody complained about it. Everybody complained about it. So, of course, if O.J. did what was alleged, it would be horrible. And there are people who think that he did, or people that think that he didn't. But my only point is, be the same. If O.J. had done what is alleged he had done, that would have been horrible. But a man slapping his wife and you treat that differently is akin to the same thing. Be consistent. Isn't it the same Stephen A. Smith who said that BET honoring O.J. was a bad look, also said a couple of months earlier that black people relate to Trump because of his many indictments? Be consistent. If you believe it's wrong to honor a man in death who is, who has died and who's been controversial because of the things he's alleged to have done, then you should believe that a convicted felon shouldn't get support from people because he's a convicted felon, because of his indictments. Be consistent. If you think what O.J. did is bad, which if he did it, of course, there's no question about it, then you should think what Dana White did was bad. But you don't. What Stephen A. Smith tends to do is to decry black people and to laud white men. You sat up there not 2 months ago and told us how black people relate to Trump because he got indicted. But you know what they don't have that Trump did? They didn't have a Supreme Court to give him a whiteout and eraser to give it a do-over. They don't have that. Be consistent. If you think it is wrong for a black man to do it, think it's wrong for a white man to do it, and be consistent about it. He always seems to come down on the side. I remember he was talking about Jerry Jones and how Jerry Jones, in the picture, Jerry Jones showed up at the Little Rock protest where Jerry Jones, when the school was being integrated, and Jerry Jones was in the picture, and Stephen A. Smith was talking about how it was wrong to show him at 14 years old. Let me say this. Most of the people who were at that protest grew up to be old racists too. They didn't learn. Be consistent. If it is bad for somebody else that looks like you to do it, it's bad for somebody that looks like somebody you lionize to do it. There's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.